Morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome to a special edition webisode of Wisdom Wednesdays. My name is Steve Messam, and I am glad that you have decided to join me as we take this journey of finding wisdom in everyday situations. Actually, guys, I'm traveling on business, and I will be getting back to our regular Wisdom Wednesdays videos next week. However, I do have some footage of a speech that I was privileged to give at my alma mater, Central Michigan University, where I was able to speak to some college students on the topic of checking the rear view but focusing on the windshield. I hope this footage will inspire and empower you to finish your week strong and to reach your goals. I will see you guys next week, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this YouTube page. Check me out over on Facebook and also follow me on Twitter. Be well. Peace. Well, I'm excited, extremely excited to be back here at Central Michigan, get the opportunity to talk about, I've been kind of charged to talk about higher education and social responsibility. So what would we do after leaving college? So I'll just kind of start off just talking about my experience. So actually, after I graduated from Central Michigan, I became a pharmaceutical sales representative. And in this industry, we had what we call a lot of windshield time, because we're driving a lot. We're driving between customers. Sometimes I have a breakfast in Grosse Pointe. I have to be all the way to Redford in about 30, 45 minutes. So I got a lot of time I'm looking out my windshield. So they encourages us to listen to CDs to kind of like enhance our skills, to do things during that drive time. So I'm going to title this quick charge for you guys. Check your rear view, focus on your windshield. So I kind of thought about this whole windshield time. So I'm driving a lot, wasting a lot of time. I spend a lot of time checking my rear view. I'm checking to see if the police behind me, if I'm driving too fast. I'm checking to see, what's going on behind me. And it's kind of like when you think about life. This is a journey. We're driving. We have so many destinations that we're trying to get to, ultimately, hopefully, a success. And there's a lot of markers, there's a lot of exits. But I kind of thought to myself, how many times have I missed an exit focusing on the rear view and not the windshield? Maybe it's something that happened to you. The rear view can be anything that happened in your past. I've actually had teachers in high school who called me out bad names. I had teachers tell me that I was too small to play football. I had people who thought they were probably telling me to do something that they thought was good because nobody else had done something that I was trying to accomplish. But yet, those words stick. Maybe someone told you you would never go to college. Maybe someone told you you'll never be a doctor, you'll never be this, you'll never be that. That's the rear view. Sometimes we get too focused on what has happened in the past that we may miss our exit, miss our opportunity. That's what's in the windshield. So now let's look at today. You're in college. You have the biggest windshield in front of you. There's so many opportunities. There's so many possibilities that you have in front of you. But yet, you may have some homeboys or some homegirls who are still home, who probably still knocking you for dressing how you dress, changing the way you speak because you can't keep that slang when you're in class. Trust me, we've been there, done that. Every alumni in here had to deal with those stigmas, had to deal with those criticisms. If it wasn't from friends, it was probably from family members. That's the rear view. Now don't get me wrong. The rear view is there for a reason. Our past can actually help us if we check it and not focus on it. If we review some of the things that was probably a success or a failure, we can learn from those things. But our priority should be the windshield. There's a reason why the windshield is the biggest glass in your car. That's what you should be looking out for the majority of the time. You got three rear views on the sides and one in the middle. But you should check that. Check that periodically. But you should be focused on what's in front of you. So, as a charge, there's a couple of things I'm going to give you guys an acronym to kind of remember. So once you've done what you've done here to come to college for, you got your degree, now you can really go into the real world. I see college. Think of it as preparing for the process and not the event. Sometimes we get so caught up in preparing for the event, whether it's the test, whether it's the exam, we forget about the process. If we go into class, if we pay attention, like Dr. Shingle said, if we take solid notes, if we're doing things when we go back home to review notes, write new notes. By the time the test comes, that's a piece of cake because you prepare for the process. Instead of waiting for the last minute trying to cram just to try to go over your little study notes to hopefully that you pass. Same way with football. A lot of people wonder why do athletes practice so much. Because we're not preparing for the game, we're preparing for the process. We're doing situations, we're doing 3rd and 2 drills, we're doing goal line drills, we're doing things because we don't know if that opportunity may come or not. The game's going to be there. But if we haven't prepared for the process, we haven't prepared for red zone offense or red zone defense, prevent this, once that opportunity comes, we won't be ready. So look at college as preparing for the process and not the event. You guys are probably so focused on your career, your job, what's going to be next. Prepare on the things you need to do to get you there. I don't know if I would have got my first job out of college. I didn't have no sales experience. It's unheard of for a pharmaceutical company to hire a college student right out of college with no sales experience, but they picked me. The questions that they asked, situations that they asked, I was able to revert back to long hours that me and my fraternity brothers were sitting in meetings, but planning for a program, having committee meetings, being the chairman of the committee, going over budgets, going over agendas, going over the marketing plan. All of those things gave me an opportunity to talk about how I dealt cross-functionally with different departments. We were working with the deans of students. We were working with executives in the student services, minority student service. It was so many things I was able to share that even though I wasn't out selling and showing these numbers, I was preparing for the process and not the event. So here's an acronym I want to give you guys to think about once you leave. So now it's time to give back. It's time for social responsibility. And you got to have an ACE in the hole. So ACE is the acronym, ACE. So the A stands for it can either be address or acknowledge. So there's going to be some things that you're going to probably have to address once you get out there. There's going to be some stuff that probably irks you, something that you just don't like, whether it's your hometown, maybe you're Flint, Detroit, some stuff that you see how the city's going and you want to change, right? So you got to address it. The C is challenge. We got to come with creative and new ideas to challenge what is currently going on, that current state. Because obviously we know people, we get comfortable. We like normalcy. We don't like change. The last letter is E, and that's engage. We got to engage people, folks. You can't sit down. And with that engage, guys, it comes with accountability. We got to take ownership of accountability. A lot of times, guys, when we dig deep inside, the answers to all of our problems, we can actually come up with. We can take care of it. So how do we actually own accountability? There's 4 ways. First, we got to see it. Sometimes we're knee deep into situations we can't see it, so we need to rely on feedback from people who we trust. You guys are establishing great relationships here in college. So see it as asking and actually getting that feedback. Now, you got to solve it. And solve it is actually acting on that feedback. You own it by asking yourself, what else can I do? Is there something else that I can do to help me get this, to help this person with this situation? And then think of creative ways to actually overcome those obstacles. And the last thing, guys, is Nike. Do it. Do what you say you do. Do what you say you would do. You say you're going to write a book, write a book. You say you're going to be a doctor, be a doctor. You say you're going to be a politician, be a politician. You say you're going to change this, be a better father, be a better son, whatever, wife, husband, do it. That's what it comes down to. That's what ownership is. Instead of shifting the blame, let's own it. Let's own it. Let's have that ace in the hole. Let's address it. Let's acknowledge whatever's going on. Let's challenge the current state, and let's engage. So hopefully you guys have found some type of nugget that you can put inside your success toolbox. The world is real when you guys leave here. It's big, it's a lot of opportunity, but that rear view, it can distract you. If you get caught focusing on the rear view, you can miss your exit. It might be a long time before you come to the next exit. So we have to be prepared. We have to stay focused. So if you keep that mentality, if you take ownership, you don't look for blame. Yeah, it's okay to vent sometimes when things go well, but don't stay below the line. Get above the line. Kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. So with that, hopefully you guys have something that will energize you to move forward, especially to my brothers of Alpha and all you college students. I wish you the best success. I'm so excited for you guys. You guys have no idea what's out there. I'm telling you, the world is waiting. Just imagine. how better this campus would be, the community would be, and this world would be if we took ownership and if we checked the rearview